We live in extraordinary times. Change seems to be everywhere. For example, climate change has pushed for dramatic changes in the energy sector, which is my area of expertise, by the way. We've moved away from those large centralized power stations into smaller distributed renewables along with supporting technologies. But why am I talking about energy? Well, because I believe we are witnessing a paradigm shift in the finance sector as well. Similar to the change in the energy sector, markets which used to be moved mainly by large institutional investors are now being moved by the little people, as recent events with GameStop and Wall Street Bet's Reddit subforum have shown. The democratization of investing, or power to the people, started well before the pandemic, but the latter has definitely accelerated the rush towards retail investment platforms such as Robinhood, Etoro and Trading 212. What they offer is a zero-cost investing and ease of use and tracking through their apps, thus enabling people to manage their investments very easily and cheaply. And this is as good as it gets. As far as investment platforms go, previously I've reviewed Etoro and Vanguard. Now it's time for Trading 212 review, which has been gaining a lot of traction lately. So what are the things I like about Trading 212? Trading 212 currently offers 3 types of accounts to UK residents: a CFD account, an Invest account for general investment, and a Stocks and Shares ISA, that is, it's a tax-free account. One thing that immediately strikes me is that they have separate accounts for CFD instrument and for the traditional stocks investment. Compare this to Etoro, whereby the button for buying the underlying asset or CFD is the same and can be easily confused if you don't notice which tab is selected. What's worse is, and this has happened to me personally, is that when I was buying different stocks in a row, somehow magically the tab switched from buying the underlying asset to buying a CFD. It almost tricked me into buying a CFD. I'm not sure whether that was intentional, but if it is, that is a horrible thing to do. And there's definitely a motive for Etoro to get more people into CFDs, as that's where they charge their fees. In CFDs, 70% of investors lose their money on average. The other leg up Trading 212 has on Etoro is that it offers a zero-cost ISA account, and that is a big deal, as I imagine if people want to move their investment to a zero-cost platform, then Trading 212 offers this ISA option. So from that perspective, Trading 212 gets a big like from me. Speaking of which, please remember to like this video if you did, as it helps YouTube show you more relevant stuff. But back to Trading 212, in terms of fees, they do not charge any fees to place trades, somewhat on par with Etoro, but way behind of more traditional investment platforms such as Fidelity. In fact, they have published a comparison list which you can see here. Unfortunately, the picture was not available in higher quality, so you may need to pause the video and set the playback settings to HD in order to read it. Trading 212 offers the ability to build pies. Pies are basically preset portfolio allocation, so that every time you invest, it gets automatically allocated according to the pie. One of the disappointments, however, was that you couldn't share your pies, until recently. Indeed, since December 2020, you can share your pies with other people, allowing them to see your portfolio allocation and returns. You can also copy other people's pie, similar to Etoro's copy trading, but not quite. I'll talk about that a bit more in the dislike section. But for now, you can see my personal investment in the pies below in the description. Trading 212 has a referral program whereby if you refer someone and they open an account, you can both own a stock worth up to £100, euros or dollars. However, take note that there is a 20 stock limit to the referrer, which means that if you refer 30 people, you'll only get 20 free stocks. But all of the 30 people will receive their free stocks. At least that's what's stated in the terms and condition. And yes, I read them. If you happen to be a dual citizen and having relatives living abroad but wanting to invest, fear not, as Trading 212 is accessible in many countries. One way to check this is to go to their website and try to open an account, at which point you'll get notified whether the country is eligible or not. Last time I checked, Trading 212 seemed to have a greater coverage than Etoro. Etoro has a list of countries where they are not available, as you can see from the screenshot. The full link is in the description. So that's it for the things I like, but what are the things I dislike? So one of the things I don't like is how the app's features differ between mobile phone, iPad, desktop, PC. Some features are simply not available on PC, for example. It's a little annoying, but to their credit, some of these features are new and perhaps they will equalize this feature across all devices quite soon. On the social trading investment front, Trading 212 is quite behind compared to Etoro, as the latter has advanced copy trading features. Etoro also has a popular investor program which allows investors to get a commission on the amount of assets under management. In other words, the more people copy you, the more assets you get under management, and that means you make more money. Now, Trading 212 has yet to implement this feature, but pie sharing and copying has just been developed, and hopefully it won't take too long until they add it as well. And unfortunately at the moment, Trading 212 has a waiting list due to high demand, therefore you cannot open an account straight away. That's not great, is it? However, I do appreciate that they're taking the time to fix any issues rather than mess up big time later. On their Twitter, there was a mention of server issues which led to this decision, but I couldn't get any further details. My best guess is the surge in demand caused crashes which frustrated existing users, and perhaps that might be related to the GameStop incident. When it comes to customer service, they could be a bit better. I had an issue with accessing my pies on my desktop webpage, and they were only able to help me after going back and forth several times. To their credit, however, the issue was not with their service directly, but rather with an Apple web design problems, as stated above. So in summary, I think Trading 212 is doing the right things, even though there are a few creases that need to be ironed out. And given that they are fairly new compared to established platforms, these are expected. Now that leads me to the rating. So out of 5 stars, I'd personally give Trading 212 4.5. That's very good indeed, and I'm quite happy generally with Trading 212, at least so far. This brings me to the end of the video, and by the way, I'm very happy to say today I've reached my first 100 subscribers. I feel really honored that you've chosen to subscribe to me, especially since there are so many other YouTube channels out there. So thank you very much again.